Hello beautiful people. I offer this video as a line of light extended to all of you in this beautiful collective supporting us all. I hope that I have something relevant for you today because my guides have been nudging me for the past couple of days and showing me 144 everywhere and saying that it's time to talk about how your anxiety is your superpower. I feel like this is a message for me as much as everybody else, but I'm feeling super chill today. So hopefully I can transmit some of that really chill energy to you all, but I am on this journey with you. So again, we're learning and healing together as we go. But what my guides have really wanted, the angels in particular, have really wanted me to share and transmit through, because these videos are always activating. There's so much that we transmit and communicate and share that's under the words in this kind of frequency, music lasagna that comes through. So what I'm transmitting and what I'm hopefully activating and healing in us all as I share these messages from the angels is that your anxiety is actually a superpower. And I know a lot of us have been wading through this new way of living, right? We want to manifest a life of ease, of joy, of creativity, where any kind of franticness or fast-paced energy comes from a place of creativity and excitement rather than stress or pressure. And it's going to be in alignment for us so that it's always going to be healing and uplifting for us as we go further and further on our path. Okay? And yet, as we learn to slow down, as we take leaps into these new spaces, as we become more of who we're meant to be in this lifetime, anxiety still bubbles up. And it may come through the form of thinking, I have things to do, I have people to please, I'm not sure if this is right for me. And essentially that anxiety is a whole bunch of untapped potential in your solar plexus. So that energy center, which is also the third chakra around your belly button. It's usually depicted in its healed state as a really yellow or golden color. And the number 3, the third chakra, the solar plexus, holds the solar energy that moves through your body up and down and drives you forward, okay? But as well as driving you forward, it's also an energy that tells us when to stop, when to rest, and when to take action from a place of sovereignty, okay? So not just doing what you're told and getting all of your chores done, but to really sit back and ask yourself, is this my will? Is this my task? Is this my job, my higher self, or God and my angels driving me forward? Or is this me acting for the sake of acting in this automatic way? So all of that energy that you're feeling in your solar plexus, which we call anxiety, it's reminding you that you have a choice in every moment. And sometimes that anxiety feels icky because we give our power away, especially if we're empaths, intuitives, people pleasers, have been dealing with trauma in our lifetimes, or basically have just worked really, really, really hard and have been kind of stuck in that gear our whole lives. So we feel that energy and we go, ooh, okay, I have stuff to do, I have people to please. And it feels a bit gross because you're giving that power away, okay? So every time you feel that anxiety, it's an opportunity to stop and pause, take a breath and go, I have all of this energy. And what that energy is its power. So I have a choice. I get to choose where that power and where that energy goes. Try it. Next time you're feeling anxious, you'll find that's almost always because you have a choice to make, but we don't always acknowledge that we have a choice. We feel like we're trapped in these cycles. We like to make excuses like, oh, but I couldn't because of that, or I have to because of this. And all of those excuses feel really, really valid in the moment. And I'm not judging anybody for those excuses. They're part of the matrix, part of the world we've created, right? But there are always other choices, other options. And as we grow and develop and change, we start to realize that those other choices are actually available to us. Our eyes open, our hearts open, and we start to understand, actually, I love myself and the world and God and the collective enough to make different choices. But that's part of a journey. The solar plexus is just reminding you that you have a choice, that you have this energy. So take a breath, acknowledge that you have a choice. Put your hands on your solar plexus, on your belly button. That's visual aid. Visual aid. You have a belly button and a belly in case you needed to see that. So I'm just making fun of myself here, not anybody else. So put your hands on your solar plexus and say, I have a choice. I have a choice. And it's up to you what you do with that choice and how you move forward. But just that simple act of acknowledging the anxiety, reminding yourself, I have a choice, is enough to shift that anxiety from a place of discomfort, angst, nausea, franticness, whatever it is. Shifting that anxiety to a place of, oh, I have this gigantic energy ball in the center of my being and I get to decide how I wield that. Okay? And then whatever choice you make, whether it's, to do the chores, to do the job, to do whatever it is that may have been causing some anxiety in the first place. Even if it's that choice, it'll remind you that you made that choice, that you're not a slave, that you're not stuck in a system. You decided to do that work, whatever it is. You get to decide in every moment if you keep doing what you usually do or if you make a different choice. And simply acknowledging your choice, that you have power to decide to keep doing something or even to not do something, that's up to you. And that's enough to distill that anxiety into something workable that is empowering to you. Does that make sense? So I want to speak a little bit about what that anxiety actually is in terms of energy. And I think I'm going to channel this because I don't have a degree in solar plexus energy, but something I intuitively understand and something I've used in my own practice is that anxiety is always this creative energy. It's this creative potential that wants to come out of you. And when we suppress it, when we ignore it, when we decide it wants to go in a different place or we feel trapped or stuck, like we don't have this creative freedom, that's when it starts to feel gross. And my partner reminded me today that anxiety is often a step towards depression. And I don't say that in like a judgmental, scary way. I've been depressed heaps of times in my life, and I'm not really scared of that state anymore. A lot of us have been depressed. You might be depressed now. It's not a dead end, and it's something you can work with too. But how that depression manifests and forms is through that sense of despair, that sense of, well, I don't have a choice. There's nothing I can do to take action. I'm not a creator of my life. I'm a participant and I'm an observer of my life. But if we can take that anxiety and go, actually, this is what I want to do with it, it becomes this really powerful superpower where you have this energy that you can channel into the creative stuff you want to do, or even into the more mundane things that maybe isn't your favorite thing to do, but then you come at it from this attitude of, well, I choose to, it's my choice. I'm not being forced to do this. I choose to show up to work today, and I choose to channel this creative energy into it, or into myself even. Maybe you don't go and do your job a million times better, but maybe you show up feeling more radiant and grateful for all of this power that you have. All right, so I'm going to tune in for a moment because my guides, they're excited to talk. And they're going to speak to like what this solar plexus energy is, what this creative energy is, and how you can work with it, okay? So I'm tuning in. I've already said all my protocols, but just inviting in my guides of light and love, truth and compassion, angels, loving ancestors, and guides to the collective. Thank you so much for being with me in this space. May all messages come through be for the highest good and ultimate healing of everybody participating in this transmission. Use me, God. Thank you. Okay, so I'm feeling Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael both coming in. I feel like, who wants to speak first? Okay, Archangel Raphael is coming in. Thank you. I can see why we're green today now. Very healing force in this universe, often associated with the heart chakra and the color green, as well as midwifery and nature and bees. If you get lots of bees around you, Archangel Raphael is likely with you. I get it. I get why I'm seeing the bees now, that buzzy, busy energy. Okay. Archangel Raphael, I give you permission to speak through me for the highest good and ultimate healing. Blessing souls and human forms and human bodies. We in the higher realms thank you for listening to our messages and for participating in the healing work that is beneficial not only for your bodies and your ancestry, but for the entire collective. As every individual shifts into a more aligned, awakened, and luminous vibration, this has a ripple effect, which awakens and aligns a grid of light workers across the planet, and then every other person in their field, every other person in their close proximity, every other person they come into contact with. It becomes a chain reaction. And so the loving work that you do on yourself is never a selfish act. Indeed, the word selfish reveals itself for what it truly means to act selfishly. Self-ish, to be not quite yourself, to be partly yourself. To act selfishly truly means to act in a way that is not fully honoring and embodying who you are and what you came here to do. Rather, to be self-full or soulful means to love and heal yourself and understand that this is a gift to the entire collective. To everyone out there scared that to take action in alignment with their own goals and desires, with the frequency of their own soul, means to admonish, abandon, or forsake others, our message to you is this. As you come into alignment with your highest self, your highest good, which is also the divine will of the universe, of God, of love, of this source that you call love and light. As you come into this resonance, so too do you pull other beings into the same resonance. This works as a chain reaction, as I've already described, but it also works in terms of the fabric of space-time and the timelines that you begin entering into. Many of you will have heard this before. It is not news, but we offer it in this transmission specifically to help shift your solar plexus and the grid of all solar plexuses, and indeed Gaia's solar plexus herself, into this aligned vibration as you hear this transmission. Allow that golden yellow light to fill your mind, to fill your space in your stomach area. Allow that yellow light to shine out to the sides and back behind you, and allow it to move and spin in a way that feels gentle, comfortable, and right to you. As this energy brightens and glows, you pull everybody else onto their highest timeline too. The highest timeline does not look like instant love, joy, and prosperity on the surface. As you all know from your journeys, often coming into a place of bliss, joy, and magnetic prosperity involves periods of hardship. This does not necessarily have to be the case, and yet the dissolution of the ego, which is what creates the matrix on this planet in the first place and creates the illusion of separation, and which justifies your slavery to those who have set up a dynamic on earth that is not aligned to the highest good. Those excuses, those hardships, they're all connected to the ego. As the ego falls away, we experience a disconnect from all that we knew to be true previously. Some will experience this as suffering. They see change as negative. They don't want to disconnect from these sources that they see as giving them power, because they have yet to understand that power always comes from within, from your soul, through your solar plexus, and through the aligned steps that you take in love every single day, in every single moment. Others understand that these systems, these past versions of themselves, the past versions of the world, were always going to be temporary, that we were always meant to free ourselves from these illusions, and they already understand that the brightest and highest timeline is something that comes out from within them and is not something that's handed to them. Those in power will never hand you the keys to your freedom. They only come from within you. And so as others are dragged into their highest timeline by your loving and aligned actions, they may experience suffering. They may question you, doubt you, and some are placed in your life by design to question and doubt you, so that you can continually refine the needle, so that you can continually attune to this place of inner peace, bliss, and harmony within yourself. Forgive those who test you, thank them for the role that they play in your life, and simply accept and keep on keeping on. You don't need to fix or change or magic away these people in your life. Simply accept that there may always be the odd heckler in the background, and continue smiling, safe and secure in your luminous being, and knowing that you are handing yourself your freedom in every moment. How these people dragged into their highest timeline respond to this new world is completely up to them. Some will continue to fight and hold on to their ego. Some may have their egos begin to dissolve, and they will scream their way through it. Some, quite frankly, may never move on, but rest assured that their experience of what you might see as suffering on the surface is still bringing them to their highest expression. Some souls do not understand the full benefits of their journey until after they have passed on from their human form. Do not despair or pity these people. Their soul will learn whatever they need to learn as they go. It's your choice whether you learn your lessons and work your path from a space of gratitude and bliss and surrender, or whether you learn your lessons through negativity, despair, self-pitying, and feeling like a victim in this changing world. The truth is that this world will always change, and the biggest changes are still yet to come. This earth will be unrecognizable within 10 years. Within 20 years, you will be seeing something that looks more like paradise on earth. And we implore you all to embrace these changes and start aligning with these changes here and now. Those who will not change, those who do not change, will suffer through this process, but they will be dragged along nevertheless. You, however, are being invited to move and adapt and glow, so that when the future comes, you are already in alignment. Trust those prompts. Trust your intuitive knowing. Trust your signs, and trust that your signs are always bringing you into a deeper love with life, a deeper love with yourself, and a deeper radiance flowing out from within you. That anxiety you feel has been called a bad thing on your planet, but this is just another way to take your power from you. When you see that anxiety as your energy, as your power, as your portal to a new world, you have a choice to channel that energy into things that are bringing you closer to this brighter new earth, which is well on the way. The advice that Kelly has shared is good. Place your hands on your solar plexus and say to yourself, when you feel those stirrings arise, I have a choice. Then remind yourself, this is energy. This is my power. I choose where it goes. What you do with that will be different for all of you. The important part is that you remember that you have the choice at all. This is how you continually exercise your power, your sovereignty, and come into alignment with your higher self, the being who knows that you are co-creating this reality and you are not simply watching a movie. Thank you for allowing us to be part of this transmission and for allowing us to be part of your lives. Remember to give your angels permission to intervene in your life for the highest good if you adore that extra assistance. Say to the heavens, say into your hands, whisper quietly to yourself, my loving angels, my loving guides, my loving ancestors, I give you full permission to clear my path, to bring me luck and prosperity, to guide me, to correct me, to love me, to heal me, to protect me, to help me reach my highest potential for the highest good of all. I give you permission now. Your guides and angels are all eager to help you. Though you have this choice, though you have this power, you are a co-creator and you are not walking this path alone. Make a choice for your highest good and see how everyone around you shifts to meet that intention. Your intention has been met. The world is yours. We love you. Good night. Oh, my screen went to sleep while I was channeling that, so I wonder if I'll end up editing a little clip over that. Let's see what happens. Okay. So anything else that I want to share with the collective while we're here in the sacred channel, in the sacred portal, talking to each other? I've just shuffled and an I Ching card has come out of the deck. Patience. This is pretty funny. Patience, number 5. Water above, sky below. My numerology horoscope for this month said, don't waste your time with impatience. And I feel like this is something I can pass on to everybody else today. Okay. So what was that line? Don't waste your time being impatient. If life is calling you to slow down right now, enjoy it. It's like when you take a day off from work or you have a weekend and you spend the whole weekend or the whole day off thinking, I should be doing something, I should be doing something, or thinking about Monday or what comes around, and you end up not resting. You end up not getting what you needed out of that liminal space, and then you show up back at work, back at your project, back at your task, more drained than you were before you took a break sometimes. And again, like I spoke about this again recently, but again, it's safe to rest now. It's safe to rest. You're being asked to breathe in and breathe out and let what's incubating within you start to take its shape and its form. You know, there's a reason why the Empress, which is a card of pregnancy, and the Hanged Man, which is a card of waiting, are cards that add up to 3, which is action, drive, and yet they're represented by cards of what look like inaction. But just like with pregnancy, you can't rush it. You can't keep checking in on it every 3 seconds, even though you might really want to meet your baby, even though you might really be sick of being sore and gigantic or whatever's happening with you. You just have to rest and love yourself and nurture yourself and trust that whatever's growing within you will be born when it's ready. And that's what you're being asked to do right now. You're integrating, you're percolating. These things are working within you, and they work within you even better when you rest. I heard recently that a nap is giving your guides permission to help you and heal you. So when you go and sleep, it's like saying, okay, I'm in receiving mode now. Thank you, guides. Heal me, love me. It's funny how many times I've had like invoices caught up or financial issues kind of glitching in the matrix, and then I'll go and have a sleep and then wake up and all my payments have come through, things like that. It's amazing what rest can achieve, and you're getting to find out what that looks like now, and you're getting to find out as, you know, the tester for what the whole earth is about to find out. So when everybody else starts learning a new way of living, you can say, hey, guess what? I've already been practicing this for a few years now, and I can give you some tips on how to stay in that flow, how to be in receiving mode, how to let that feminine energy do what she does best, so that when my masculine comes online, he's rested, in control, creative, fierce, and understanding that he's allowed to rest when he's ready to. So men in particular listening, this is an area of a lot of healing for you and the entire masculine aspect on this planet. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for talking about this work, especially with other men, and for giving yourself an opportunity to find out what it means to be this whole integrated person, because it's so beautiful. All right, that sounds like enough from me. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon.